Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Monday, April the 15th. We do have a two-game NBA slate for the playoffs round one. I do plan on making NBA videos during the weekdays when there is a playoff slate. I didn't make any for this past weekend, but on the weekdays I'm going to be making MLB videos along with NBA. So we got a two-game slate today: Brooklyn, Philly, and Golden State Clippers playing game two of their series. We'll go through each position like always. Even though it's a short slate, we'll still do like we normally do. Go through each position, talk about some of the guys I like. We'll look at DraftKings and Yahoo. I'll give my 5 plays for DK and 5 plays for Yahoo. 5 players I really like for each site. Just before we do get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you do enjoy these videos. Going to be making them for the rest of the playoffs, so hopefully you do enjoy them. But let's go ahead and look at point guard today. So the top of this position, we have Steph Curry, who is our most expensive option, 8,800 in a matchup with the Clippers. I do really like Curry today. He absolutely torched this Clippers team in game one of the series. Went off for like 63 or 65 DraftKings points. Just had a monster game. 72 DK points actually was really good. 38 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and a block. We saw the Clippers put Patrick Beverley on Kevin Durant, which just allowed Steph Curry to kind of just do whatever he wanted. He played huge minutes, 37 minutes, had 72 DK points. Kevin Durant did get ejected in the game, but it was towards the end of the game, so it really didn't matter. I expect Curry to have similar success. I would imagine that Doc Rivers is going to continue to put Patrick Beverley on Kevin Durant because they really just don't have any other options. So I do like Curry at 8,800. The only problem paying up for him, though, or at least not including him in the core, is because Ben Simmons is $1,500 cheaper. And I just don't really understand why Ben Simmons is this cheap, $7,300. I know he sort of had a mediocre game in game one, didn't really look that good. Only 28 DK points, just 9 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. I would expect a much better performance from Ben Simmons here in game two. I would expect a bounce back game. DraftKings severely dropped his price down to 7,300. He's very appealing on the slate, in my opinion. You can also play him at small forward on DK, which I think makes a ton of sense. That makes him even more appealing. Now on Yahoo, Ben Simmons and Steph Curry are the same price tag. I would just rather play Steph Curry for 43 rather than play Ben Simmons. So if I can pay up at point guard on Yahoo, I'm definitely going with Steph Curry. But on DraftKings, where you get the $1,500 savings, I think you can definitely take those savings and go down to Ben Simmons. He looks like a really good play today with that DraftKings price. Lou Williams, a guy that I really like, 6,800 on DraftKings. Another guy I feel like I'm going to be playing quite a bit of here. He's one of the guys from the Clippers that's just going to really have to play well in this series if the Clippers want to have any chance of even winning a couple games in this series. I don't think they really have a chance to win the series at all, but if they want to maybe take a game or two, they're going to need some big games out of Lou Williams. And he did play pretty well in game one, had 43 DraftKings points, 25 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists. He played 32 minutes. I would imagine he continues to play about 32 minutes per game in this series. Lou Williams, obviously, probably the best player on the Clippers. So they're going to need him out there playing huge minutes, and I think he continues to do that. So I do like him quite a bit on DraftKings, and I do like him on Yahoo as well. He's at $27 at shooting guard. If you just look at the shooting guard position on Yahoo, you really have 4 options. It's Lou, Will, Klay Thompson, JJ Redick, or Iguodala. Those are the 4 guys you're going to be playing, so paying up for Lou Will at shooting guard on Yahoo, I think, makes a ton of sense. He's definitely a guy that I like over there as well. But that's probably all that I'm looking to at the point guard position. If you need value, I think Patrick Beverley at 4,900 makes some sense as a value point guard. I think he's going to continue to play huge minutes. They're going to need his defense in this series, so I wouldn't mind him as a value play. But now moving on to shooting guard and looking at this position, I want to touch on Caris LeVert here. On DraftKings at 5,600, there's probably other guys you could play. Like you could play Patrick Beverley for cheaper at 4,900. You could even look to a guy like Gilius Alexander at 5,500. But Caris LeVert on Yahoo, really like him at small forward because again, this position is really bad. You really only have 4 options you can play: Durant, Butler, LeVert, or Harris. I guess you could take a shot on a guy like DeMar Carroll at minimum, or maybe Garrett Temple, but Caris LeVert definitely stands out on Yahoo at small forward, where you have to play at least one small forward. I like him quite a bit over there. He had a really good game one of this series. He didn't play a ton of minutes, only like 23 or 24 minutes, But he did have about 36 fantasy points, had 23 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal and a block in 23 minutes. LeVert is a pretty productive player. When he gets like 23, 24 minutes, he can give you these big games where he goes off for 35, 36 fantasy points. He's a very high usage player as well, coming off the bench. So $20 on Yahoo at small forward, where you have to play at least one small forward. I definitely like Caris LeVert over on Yahoo. On DraftKings, I think you can play him as well, but definitely not as necessary with the dual position eligibility. Like Lou Will, you have at shooting guard, who I like a ton. If you need value, you can play Beverly at shooting guard. You can play SGA as well. I don't think LeVert's as necessary on DK. The one value option I want to talk about on shooting guard, or as shooting guard for both sides, Andre Iguodala at 4K. If you want to go to him on DraftKings, I think he makes a lot of sense. I think we're going to see Iguodala really play decent minutes just throughout the playoffs. He's a guy they really rely on in the postseason. We've seen it just in past years. He saw 26 minutes in Game 1 of this series and had 34 DK points. He was very productive. I think Iguodala continues to play about mid-20s to upper 20s in minutes per game, just rest of season in the playoffs. I don't think Boogie's going to be a guy they run out there for like 30, 31 minutes, 32 minutes. I think we're going to see a lot of lineups where you have Draymond at center and you get Iguodala in there as like the sixth man counter. So at 4K on DraftKings, I like him quite a bit. On Yahoo, he's dirt cheap, $12. I think he's a really good value if you need to go there. I like him quite a bit. I'll be playing a lot of lineups with him and Lou Will together. Don't think a lot of people are going to do that, but I think it makes a ton of sense on Yahoo. Both guys are very cheap, or Iguodala very cheap on Yahoo at $12. Very cheap on DraftKings as well at 4K. But let's go ahead and move on to small forward now. So at this position, I don't love paying up for Kevin Durant, even though his price tag is very appealing at 8K. I think I would rather play a guy like Gallinari for $1,400 cheaper. Caris LeVert, I mentioned you could go to. You could play Iguodala at this position. I wouldn't mind going there. Small forward for me, I don't think I'm going to prioritize the top options. I think the mid-range is where I'm going to be looking to, or I'm going to try and go for value here. Like I would rather pay up for Embiid. I'd rather pay up for Curry. Rather pay up for Ben Simmons. Don't see myself paying up for Kevin Durant much on this slate. Moving on to power forward, this is a position where I really like the mid-range. I think Draymond Green and Montrezl Harrell are two guys that really stand out to me. Montrezl Harrell I like a ton at $5,900 on DraftKings, especially since you can play him at power forward on DK. That makes him very appealing. On Yahoo, you can only play him at center, so not as appealing. But he had a very good game in Game 1. Him and Lou Will really carried this team. 30 minutes from Harrell in Game 1, 42 DraftKings points, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. Played really well. His price tag is very cheap at just $5,900. Can easily give you 6x value, 40 plus DK points. I think it's very possible for Montrezl Harrell. Even if he doesn't play 30 minutes again, Harrell is such a productive player, or if he even gets just 25, 26 minutes, could definitely give you good value in that span of time. So I like Montrezl Harrell a lot. I like Draymond Green a lot. Between the two guys, though, I think I would prefer Harrell for $200 cheaper. If you're going for value at power forward, I think DeMar Carroll at $4,400 is not a bad option. But this is a position where I really like Harrell and Green, Harris, Gallinari. Those are kind of the guys I feel like I'm going to be playing at power forward. So moving on to center and looking at center today, I really like the top of this position. Joel Embiid in this matchup with the Nets is hard to avoid on this slate. Even at $9,800, even as the most expensive player on the slate, I still have a lot of interest in him. A lot of interest in him on Yahoo as well at 53 at center. Even in only 24 minutes in Game 1, Joel Embiid still managed to put up 56 DraftKings points against this Brooklyn team. This is a Brooklyn team that's just been getting killed by bigs all year. Embiid has just torched this team. Seems like every time they face, Embiid just manages to go off. Obviously, keep an eye on his status. He's questionable, but I would imagine since it is the playoffs, you're going to need Embiid out there. He's going to try and play, or he's going to give it a go. I would be very surprised if he winds up sitting a playoff game, unless that knee issue is just really serious. I don't think it's that serious to where he has to miss a game, so I would imagine that Embiid plays today. If he does, he's a great play here against Brooklyn. If he gets back to 30-plus minutes against this Brooklyn team, he could absolutely crush this price tag at $9,800. Easily could see him being the highest scoring player on this slate. So love paying up for Embiid today. I think he's a great center option and just probably the top stud overall on the slate. Hard to avoid. If you're not going to Embiid, then you can play Draymond Green here. You could play Ed Davis. I like Ed Davis quite a bit as a value play, assuming he's able to play today. He's listed as questionable as well. He's 3,900 on DraftKings, and he's $11 on Yahoo. I think he's a really good value on both sides. So Ed Davis has had a lot of success in this matchup. Jared Allen, on the other hand, has not. Jared Allen just does not seem to do well against Joel Embiid. We've seen in past against Philly, Ed Davis gets a lot of run off the bench. Last game, Allen only played like 10 minutes. Ed Davis played 25. I know Allen got into some early foul trouble, which is kind of predictable against Joel Embiid. Davis seems to have more success against Embiid. He played 25 minutes and had 36 DraftKings points. And I think we're going to continue to see that. I think we're going to continue to see Ed Davis get solid run off the bench, about mid-20s to upper 20s in minutes. Ed Davis, a pretty productive player. He's going to be under the glass to grab rebounds. He got 16 rebounds in Game 1. I think he has a pretty good chance to give you a double-double again. At 3,900, I think he is one of the higher upside like punt value plays. Out of all the value plays we have under 4K, I think Ed Davis is probably one of the like higher upside plays. One of the guys that's most likely to get 30-plus DraftKings points. So I really like him today, assuming he's able to play. If he's out, then that does make Jared Allen more appealing. I think Jared Allen at 4,500 would definitely be a better option, or a guy you could pivot to, and would be a more appealing option because Davis is less likely to take minutes away from him if he were to sit. But like I said, I think Davis plays today. I think Joel Embiid plays today as well. Even though both guys are questionable, I expect both of them to be in there. So these are my 5 plays for DraftKings today, guys. 5 plays for Yahoo as well. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it did help you. Just a short little video, but 2-game slate. Always fun to play these playoff slates. You get to watch each game like back to back. You get to watch one game, then you get to watch the next game after that. So love playing these slates. They're still really fun. And I do plan on making videos, especially on the weekdays for these playoff slates. So hopefully you guys will continue to watch them. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, just make sure you drop a like down below. I would appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Or like always, you can hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. Yeah, guys, good luck tonight on this playoff slate. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.